Is America also banning Chinese companies? Wuhan COVID-19 spread like wildfire to cause death in large numbers, 650,000 plus deaths till today. USA would gradually ban many Chinese companies in the coming years for COVID-19 supply. The entire world is suffering. A WW3-like situation is prevailing and China is laughing its ass looking at others suffering. We have not heard one word of remorse or sorry for starting and spreading this deadly disease. Apart from huge loss of income, productivity and loss of life in the countries in Asia, Europe and USA, there is going to huge backlash for China, and all would hit back at China in the coming years. China growth would be affected for sure in the coming years, and that would teach them a lesson for their expansionist philosophy. USA is a big market for China to lose, and so also USA depends on cheap Chinese goods. It would be interesting to see how USA bans China goods. It is also true that the whole world could see the true colors of China. No. The US is literally robbing Chinese companies. US government gives TikTok 45 days to decide whether it wants to be forced confiscating or is willing to sell all of its non-American shares to American capitalists with an extreme low price. Imagine someone pointing a gun at your head and asking you to sell a computer with $5, or else there will be several bullets in your head. US robs and kidnaps. It doesn't ban anything, because that doesn't fit the consistent ideology of freedom. If the US were smart, it would seize Chinese property and assets in US jurisdictions to account for the cost of its recent greater than $1 stimulus package. The basis for this would be that the stimulus and added healthcare costs wouldn't have happened but for China's mishandling of the coronavirus outbreak. Given that there is no international court of civil justice as of now, there is no forum with the authority to enforce a civil judgment against Chinese assets. The best alternative to civil disputes is to seize property within one's own sovereign jurisdiction. What would China's recourse entail? The latest American solution seems to be decoupling. Prepare for the U.S. and China to decouple. Think it's too hard to decouple from China? Think again. Once decoupled, they will do what they can to cripple Chinese companies. Trump administration pressed Dutch hard to cancel China chip equipment sale. Sources to fully carry out this plan, America will probably force key Chinese companies to delist from the American Stock Exchange. Move key industries owned by American companies out of China, or at least force them to diversify. Force American companies to not purchase certain products or goods from China. Force Chinese companies to divest themselves of business interests in America. Restrict products from being sold to China. This will effectively kill the myth of free market, and will lead to other countries putting restrictions on American companies worldwide, which America will complain about. If the gamble pays off, then China will effectively have the same lost decade that Japan had. Lots of capital will leave China. Lots of manufacturing will leave China. Unrest will grow in China. Lots of companies in China will implode. Lots of assets will be sold and America will buy them up. If it fails, then China accelerates and pumps more money into research and overtakes America. American companies are excluded from this growth. Foreign companies sell their American assets so they can trade with China, which is more valuable than America. Countries have a choice to trade in US dollars or yuan, and a number decide that China offers better value. The US dollar is used less and the US can no longer print money to get out of problems. My biggest concern as someone that isn't American is that America may start a war to stop collapsing. Most likely with Iran, but possibly directly with China. But, yes, expect more Chinese companies to be banned, but only certain companies in key areas.